So TCU, they finally get to a big game and they show us what they truly were.
Whoa! I don't like the way you worded that.
I'm here for it.
They played in the conference championship game and lost by 3 in overtime.
They did what they did all year long. Welcome back to Cover 4.
Gave me a box full of them back here, boys.
And it is snowing.
Shut up, Landry.
I know, it's only
How many's in there? 31?
Huh?
31 of them in there?
Maybe. Oh.
Well, it's the holiday season, so.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
I got a pile of them.
Okay.
I'm empty. My
Before we
God.
get into anything, we want to thank all of our sponsors this year for sponsoring Cover 4. Dillon Tire, Dillon Community Pharmacy, Anderson Brothers Bank, Dillon Internal Medicine, and the City of Dillon Golf Course and Wellness Center.
That's right.
Thank you for your support all season long.
Thank you to the listeners as well.
Exactly. You may not want to listen to Landry, though.
You deserved it.
Well,
For what?
he's already-
Because you literally told us today that you were going to scream at all of us.
Yeah.
And he's got
You
a
did say
UCLA
that.
shirt on today.
Yeah, we're doing a college football show, and I'm the only one with a
Let me tell you something.
college shirt on.
Yesterday I was riding down the road and somebody honked the horn at me. I said, "Who was that?" Came by me and the whole back glass had got a different college on. I said, "That's Landry."
Because he sure ain't working.
I saw you down the road. I had to run you down.
All right, let's get
Were
into
you at the
it.
beach too?
That was yesterday.
Yeah, Jordan's fresh off his vacation from the beach. Championship weekend. There was some upsets. Utah, last Friday night. I thought this game was on Saturday.
That was a beatdown. Utah.
Wait, well, how did our picks go last week?
You don't know what you picked?
I'm pretty sure I picked Utah.
I'm pretty sure I picked Utah.
Yeah,
I did.
Positive
I said
picked
I would
Utah.
never pick Utah.
I picked USC because it was a neutral side.
Yeah, I
this
picked
time.
Utah.
Utah wins 47-24 and kicked USC out of the playoffs.
Yep.
Caleb Williams got hurt. He played on. I feel like I heard something with his hamstring.
He got hurt
Yeah, he had something with his finger.
because he lit it up there at the
His
beginning
finger,
of the
he had a
game.
lot of stuff on his
Yeah,
finger.
he
needs to
to
chill
stop
with that.
putting stuff on his finger.
I saw a thing on it was like the SVP thing, the bad beats.
Yeah.
It was like the over under for Caleb Williams rushing yards, and he had 75 in like the first quarter, and it was like 20. It was set at 20 something. He had 75 in the first
Hit the
quarter,
under.
and by the end of the game, he had the under.
He got sacked that many times.
Well, it started out.
Hey.
I mean, USC started out 14-0, and then
They did. They were
something
rolling.
clicked, and Utah turned it around on
I tell you what, Cliff,
real fast.
Lincoln Riley, he does it all the time. He can get to these big games, and then he is just trash when he gets
I
to the
want to
big
say
games.
Caleb Williams got hurt.
He played the whole game though.
Right, but he got injured and he played hurt the rest of the game.
I think
It played a fact in it. You didn't even know the game was on.
I think at that point, like when it came out, Utah pretty much had a stranglehold on the game. Like I mean, they were dominating them the whole second half. But again,
Well-
I don't know like when Caleb Williams officially like got hurt.
Me either. But that caused a little bit of ruckus in the playoff standings, and that was all because there was a little bit more chaos.
Go ahead and read the next line.
Kansas State beats the TCU Horned Frogs
That's right. Horned Frogs.
31-28
Mhm.
in overtime to win the Big 12 championship. But
So the last game,
What do you mean you
the
think?
last game of the year that TCU played will be the last game they win the rest of the year. They're gonna go on. They're gonna go on a 2-game skid.
yeah, most likely. Oh yeah, for sure.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Jordan's prediction didn't come true though.
But
But it was close. Y'all was worried.
Man was calling my front. It was not close. What are you talking about?
It was
We
close.
had you at how many points?
35.
No, I thought he was talking about my prediction on Alabama making it to the playoffs.
Oh, no. We were talking about the point.
You took Kansas State
Plus 35.
minus 35.
Plus 35. He said they're going to win by 35 points.
That would be minus 35.
Yeah, he
No,
got
we're
a
not
favorite to
doing.
win.
We're not. No, we were doing straight up, and then Jordan said they're going to win by 35 points.
That's right. I sure did.
Mm-hmm.
And they might didn't win by 35,
Honestly,
but they won the
I
ball
think-
game.
They did.
I think honestly, like in the overtime portion, I think TCU was like, you know what, we're in the playoff.
I don't know. I ain't gonna say.
I don't know,
They
because
win the
at that
game.
point, they already saw USC lose the night before, and
Uh-huh.
that just kind of throws a wrinkle in it to start with.
Yeah.
If TCU loses, that they very well could have thrown Tennessee
No, they
or
couldn't.
Alabama in there.
No, they
they
couldn't.
very well, they've done
No,
it
they
before.
No two-loss team has ever made the playoff.
It's Alabama has.
They won without
But
winning their
Alabama won
championship.
theirs.
Without
Well,
winning the
yeah.
championship.
But TCU
But
did.
the two teams that didn't those 2 loss teams did not play in the conference championships, didn't even win their divisions, but yet
Yeah,
we're
but-
going to put them in the playoffs.
Well, you never know.
Get outta
The
here
committee
with that
has
stuff.
never had like a standard where
I'm
you're like, all
already-
right, this is what happens. They
I'm
don't
already-
follow anything.
I'm already irritated with people that say Alabama, they would smoke TCU. Well, guess what? They didn't win the games they were supposed to.
But they would.
God, that's a stupid argument.
Alabama minus 35 versus TCU.
42.
TCU beats Alabama.
No.
Alabama's not that good this year.
No.
God, get out of here with that stuff.
You have found the hot button.
Yeah.
we are 4 minutes in.
So TCU, they finally get to a big game and they show us what they truly were.
Whoa, I
But
don't like the way you worded that. I don't like the way you worded that.
I'm here
They
for it.
played in the conference championship game and lost by 3 in overtime.
Right.
A field
they
goal.
did what they did all year long. They stayed down in the game, and then you just think, all right, they're going to come
But
back
guess
at
what?
the
They
end.
came back and they were 12-0
And
on the
lost.
season. 12-0 on the season.
Well, they had a great year, but it's over
But guess
with.
what? We'll put Alabama in there. They got 2 losses. You know, their best win is what, a 5-7 Texas A&M team? Yeah, they deserve it.
You got him, Steven.
So
You got
TCU, despite showing their true colors, they stay in the playoff rankings. We'll get there later. Michigan.
Kyle's going to be good and fired up by the
Michigan
time we
had a
get
little
there 'cause he knows
scared. I'm
something's
not
coming.
sure what the final score of this game was.
Sorry about that. I don't
Well, you
know
just
about that.
skipped one.
No, I know, but that's because that game wasn't even a contest.
No.
Michigan, they had a scare, and at that point, when Michigan was playing, they're down.
Mhm.
You already saw USC lose.
Michigan
Saw
won
TCU
43-22. Sorry.
43-22.
43-22.
43-22. So they ended up winning handily. But at the moment, what was it, halftime? Was it tied?
Well, they're a second half
Yeah,
team. They
Michigan
have
is
been
a
all
second
year.
half team.
They
So,
have
I mean,
been all
they've had
year.
a couple games this year.
I don't know, what
Ohio
did it-
State included, but they were down. Maybe not down at halftime, but Rutgers, they were either losing or tied at halftime. So yeah, they're a very strong second half team. Sounds like
Yeah.
you know, they don't have a problem with Michigan doing it, but they got a problem with TCU doing it. Apparently.
But see, what happened was
See, what
Michigan
happened
Michigan
was-
came back and won by 20.
And Michigan's beat
Yeah,
those two top 10
Yeah.
teams in the nation.
Also, but see, Michigan was a half
TCU
away from
has more
Alabama
top
being in
10
the
wins
playoffs.
than Michigan does.
TCU has more top 10 wins than
No.
Michigan.
There was only 2 teams in the
Top
nation to be
25.
2
Top
top
25,
10.
excuse me.
Yeah,
Top
yeah,
25,
they have more
excuse
top 25. But yeah, Michigan was a half away from Alabama being in the playoffs.
They were.
Yeah. Michigan won.
But Michigan does pull it
Thought she was
out
gonna yell
handily
today.
to win the Big Ten championship. And then the last playoff team to play, there was no contest here. I skipped Georgia
Why?
because there was no contest. I was covering loss, close game, blowout.
Well, the last game it was a no contest. Georgia beat the snot out of LSU.
That's what I'm talking about right now.
But I think I thought
I'm
you
talking
were
about
going
Georgia
to-
LSU right
okay,
now.
I
No.
thought you were going to Clemson.
Georgia beats LSU 50-30, and I mean this was no contest. At the beginning it was
But
kind of
Georgia is the best football team in the nation.
100%,
Bar none,
yeah.
hands down.
yeah.
Do you think because LSU did put up 30 points on them? Do you think it was more so Georgia was backing off, or do you think that opened up
What was it? It was 35-7 at half, right?
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think
it-
that Georgia was just kind of.
Or do you think it kind of showed a blueprint for Ohio State to kind of take note?
No,
for the
I don't
playoff
think so. I
game?
think it was just kind of like a coast.
I
Close
think
to the
Georgia
win.
was sitting back,
I
letting
think
it
they're-
happen, letting the clock run.
I
getting
think Georgia
starters
could
out.
give Ohio State their game plan, and I don't think Ohio State could stop
I
it.
think I feel like Georgia was toying with LSU a little bit. They let them kind of make a run, and then
Yeah,
then they just go back.
Well, you know what? Good for LSU for being there.
yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah,
really,
Especially
honestly,
because they.
there's nobody that I can think of that thought that they were beat.
Yeah,
They were
I agree.
where they were at the end of the year.
Yeah.
at the
Especially
very
when they
beginning.
lost their first game
Yeah,
to
Florida State. Yeah, for sure.
When they lost that game, everybody was like, "Well, their season's done.
Yeah.
Brian Kelly's trash."
Like the
And
like
then
the
when
way
they got trashed by Tennessee at home.
like the team that Brian Kelly inherited at LSU. I think it just shows how good of a coach he actually
Yeah,
really
I
is.
agree.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Because that team was not good last year.
And
I think they finished
look,
last
He
year.
started
see what
getting his
happens-
recruits in.
Well, he left Notre Dame, and you see what happened to them. They definitely took.
But I
couple
also
steps
feel like
back.
when a big coach like that's been at a program that long,
Oh, yeah, for
there's
sure.
always going to be if Dabo left Clemson tomorrow, there's going to be a big drop off.
Oh,
the
yeah, for
next
sure,
year.
for sure.
So because I think Kelly had been there at least a decade.
Yeah.
And I think it just kind of took Freeman some time to like get his feet under him.
Oh, yeah,
kind
for sure.
How he wanted to be.
Georgia beating LSU this bad just shows how good they are today. Because I mean, LSU beat a team that should be in the playoffs. in
Right. And
Alabama.
I know. I agree with you. I agree with you.
No, Georgia is. I really do. I think they're the best team. But LSU, that quarterback, why didn't they play him the whole? Maybe it was that Georgia was
Well,
sitting
since you
back.
want to talk about teams that's not playing quarterbacks all year long, let's refer over to Landry because I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
he's
yeah.
got some opinion on this.
Before we made that transition.
Landry ain't no Clemson fan. He's got a UCLA shirt on today.
Yeah.
Last week he was wearing. What were you wearing last week? Mississippi State.
Yep.
He didn't even own no. He owns more. He owns different colleges apparel more than Clemson.
That's
He's a
not
college
true.
football fan.
I'm a college football fan. I love it. Greatest game in the world.
Before we get there, was it
Point.
just Georgia playing back, or should they have been playing that quarterback all game?
I mean, Jaden Daniels is good.
Talking about, was it Nussmeier?
yeah.
No,
No,
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is a
really
good quarterback.
So they just pulled him to keep him. Did he get hurt? In the
I
first
think he
half?
got hurt.
Before
He got
the-
hurt,
before the
yeah.
end of the second-
All right,
before
so
the first half.
LSU, they're done. They'll play
He couldn't
in
even
a
hardly
good bowl
walk on
game.
the field.
And then
Yep.
Clemson took on North Carolina, and Dabo finally, after what, 2 or 3 drives, just said,
I don't
can't.
think it was 3 drives.
Two.
I think
Can't
it
do
was
Is
it
that their
anymore.
first two?
Can't do it anymore. We've made it
He
to
was
our
on-
13th game.
He was on thin ice.
I bet so. You better watch that phone. I'm getting close to elbow on that thing
Yeah.
off the
I'm
table.
honestly surprised Dabo waited as long as he did to make this official. It should have happened in the middle of the season, honestly.
Tough to say.
But
In the
like
middle of the
we're-
season, he was playing good.
I know it's hard to look back in retrospect, but I mean, like you even said when we were watching the game, like when he would put Klubnik in,
There
it
was
in
always an
awkward- it was an
odd
awkward
spot.
situation.
Yeah,
So it's
it
like
was
you
always
couldn't
an
get a
odd
gauge
spot.
on how he would play.
So
But the thing is, if Klubnik really was in the middle of the season, head and shoulders above DJ,
I don't
Dabo
think he-
would. I mean, he's always not always, but he's known he'll pull a quarterback if another one is better.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many games into the season it is.
North Carolina also was the 118th ranked defense in the country. So let's just.
Klubnik's good, but it's hard to gauge.
chill,
It's hard to gauge
I'm
how
just
good
saying,
he actually
You
is.
got a yell coming?
chill.
I'm just saying,
don't
like,
start-
that's a fair
Don't start
point.
pulling crap like that out.
That's a fair point.
I don't
Do
even.
you think that like that's sustainable? Like he's gonna come out against Tennessee and do the exact same thing?
Well, Tennessee's defense is probably ranked below North Carolina's defense. That's one thing that people aren't realizing. When South Carolina hung 63 on them, they weren't playing the top 5 defense. They were playing the top
And-
5 team that had the 145th ranked defense.
And
Tennessee's
they
defense was
and they
always
ain't got
suspect.
Hendon Hooker no more.
Yeah.
It don't matter. I'm taking the Vols by 50 over Clemson. I'll go ahead and tell you that now.
All day.
That's
Clemson's on
stupid.
They're
the
falling apart. They got
Stupid.
They got what 7 or 8 people just transferring.
That's
Yeah.
stupid. Y'all are dumb.
Trash.
Y'all
But
dumb.
I do
Don't be
think Cade is
stupid.
going to be good, but it's just like let's not crown him the next Deshaun or Trevor Lawrence until he gets.
I
like,
don't
a
know
full
who
season
said
under him.
has said that.
We're gonna crown him the next DJ.
Not
Who
you.
has said that?
Not
Just
you. See,
saying.
sometimes
I haven't
what we
seen
see-
that. I haven't seen
There
it.
you go. Here we go.
Exactly.
I have not seen this.
How have you not
Nobody's
seen
saying
it?
that.
How have you not seen? It's everywhere.
No, it's not.
Everybody
Shut
saying
up.
what-
Shut
Carolina-
up.
everybody
They were
saying
just
Carolina-
excited. He had a good game.
They literally said, "Grow your hair long. You're the next TL."
Shut up. Shut
It's
up.
all over
And
Twitter.
he-
dude.
He's
No,
gonna
it's
get to
not.
wear 16 too.
No,
ain't
it's
he?
not.
Yeah.
Who do you
He's stretching
follow?
to
Who do you
16.
follow?
If he did
I
grow
hate
his hair out,
y'all.
he would look like Trevor Lawrence.
I want to just line all 3 of y'all up and just get one big slap.
Whenever-
Because
The
whenever
fan
you're ready.
said-
Line up
Twitter
then.
said at the beginning of next year he flips a coin, either he wears 4 or 16.
I hate you, dude.
But grow his hair out because he's the next
Yeah.
TL.
Shut up.
That's what they're saying.
Shut up.
No, but for real, I mean, you won't know until probably 3 or 4 games in
Yeah.
how good he really is.
And the thing that switched
He's
that
the next
game on
DJ.
Saturday was the blocked
Shut
field goal.
up. Shut
Once
up.
Clemson blocked the field goal, that game just got flipped on
Yep.
its head. And Clemson went on like
Wiggins had a
39
big.
to-
He had a big game.
what was it,
Here's what's
39
gonna happen, Steve.
Landry was it 39-3 run?
Yeah,
Once
something
Cade
like
Klubnik
that. It was
got
something like
put
that.
in.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
What number is he now?
2.
two.
At halftime, he's going to have 2 different jerseys in his locker. He's going to have DJ's 5 or Trevor Lawrence's 16. And how he's playing determines which number he gets to wear.
Every game.
What's crazy is
Y'all are dumb.
Shipley only rushed the ball 7 times.
He's about to
Yeah.
hit the portal.
No, he ain't. Shut up. Shut
I
up.
thought I read somewhere today that he hit the portal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrong article.
Yeah.
Tommy.
You read something, all right.
I mean, that article was big. But speaking of
That
blocked
ended
field goals, I do
shocking.
want to jump back to this. How about the Georgia blocked field goal where the guy just let it sit there? So when the ball
Yeah.
stops, the play is dead. and the ball was literally just barely rocking whenever he picked it up. So that's what allowed it to be a touchdown.
Well, and I think also
When the ball goes dead, play's dead. But since the ball was still rocking, it was still a live ball for him to pick it up.
And I think it has to do with something with the kicking team as well, like because they were all going off the field.
I must
feel
have
like I
missed
heard
that play.
You
it was
missed
weird.
that play?
It was real weird.
It was at
So-
the very
It was
beginning.
the first drive of the game.
I
for
must
LSU.
have missed it.
LSU goes to kick a field goal.
Still, you don't
Oh
think you're
yeah,
back
yeah,
yet.
I was.
Ball field goal gets blocked. And it's just sitting there on like the 10,
Just
and
wobbling.
it's just kind of wobbling. And the back runs up to him. He's just kind of sitting there over it. Like, should I pick this up? Should I just let it die? They actually have a video of one of the coaches like, don't
It's
pick
the
it
OC,
up.
I think.
Yeah, and so the ball's wobbling. He just picks it up.
He played
LSU's
until the
running off
whistle.
the field. He just runs down, scores a touchdown.
Dear God.
He did what his coach told him to do in big team football. You play till the whistle.
Yeah.
There was no whistle. He said live ball going to that.
But another thing is, and I don't know if the players for LSU maybe got confused. If that had been a PAT,
It's dead.
It's dead.
Yeah.
Since it was a field goal, the ball's not dead if it's blocked.
Right. It was weird.
It's odd. I've never seen that play happen before.
But a good weekend of championships. A little bit of chaos. TCU showed us their true colors.
I
did.
did expect more from North Carolina in that.
I did
that
expect more from North
championship.
Carolina.
I knew Clemson was going to win.
How can you expect
realistically.
more from North Carolina when the next savior was under center?
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Did you see how much his hair was growing like Samson?
Every
Getting his hair
snap.
back, and it was just like more strength, longer hair, more strength. Next TL 1-6, maybe Deshaun.
Fine with me. If he is.
They,
Sure.
But Clemson's defense still allowed almost 400 yards.
Oh, you knew that
What
was
is the
gonna
deal?
You knew that
What
was
is
gonna
the deal?
They got what?
What's the deal? You crown them the best
I mean, they only gave
defensive
up 10
line.
points.
But they gave up 113
But they
rushing
I
gave
know,
up
yards.
but like, here's the
yards.
thing. Like, it's
You
one
can
thing-
give up yards all day as long as the points don't come
That's
with it.
true. That's
I don't
true.
care.
That's that must-chant mentality, but ours usually resulted in touchdowns and losses, and not ACC championships.
Well, there is one more game before the bowl
The
start.
game.
Doesn't this feel kind of like we look forward to college football all year long, and then now it's like it's over with,
It's like
guys.
you blink and it's
Pretty
gone.
much.
It's
Yeah.
gone.
It's kind of sad.
Yes,
Big game this weekend. Is it still in Philadelphia?
Yep.
It's in Philadelphia this year.
It's always in Philadelphia.
It's not always in Philadelphia.
we'll look it up. Y'all
I
talk
thought
about
it
it.
was. I thought it was
No,
always
they were
It's
going-
always at
Y'all
Lincoln
talk about it.
Financial.
Let's check this out.
Army 5-6 on the year, taking on Navy 4-7 on the year. Navy is favored
Is
1.5.
that Lincoln Financial Field?
Yeah, it's always there.
I don't think it's always there. I don't think every
It
year
is.
that
It's in the
they've.
birthplace.
I don't think that every year they've ever played it, it has been there.
Oh well, maybe not every year since.
Well, that's what always means, Stephen. That's what always means.
Recent history. Recent
Okay.
history.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
From 1936 through 79, all games contested in Philadelphia were held at Municipal Stadium. From 80 to 2001, all games contested in Philadelphia took at Veterans Stadium. Since 2003, all games contested in Philadelphia have been played at Lincoln Financial Field. So since 1936, it's been in Philadelphia.
All right. All right.
Because that's where the capital was when the country started.
Okay.
Philadelphia.
History lesson.
There you go.
Well, here's a
Is
little-
it go Army beat Navy?
No.
Or is it go Navy beat Army?
Go
Go
Navy.
Navy, beat Army.
Go Navy beat Army.
Always.
And take the under, because the under hasn't hit in like.
You mean the over hasn't hit?
Yeah, the
Excuse me,
over.
Yes,
Yeah.
the over hasn't hit.
So here's a fun fact of what they do. A couple of days before, or
Have you been to a game?
yes,
Yeah.
I went to the Army Navy game when it dumped snow the entire time.
I would
and
love to go.
Army,
That's like a bucket list. to
and
go there.
Army was wearing all white. I mean, all bright white from the top of. I'll show you a video after this. You can't even see them on the field at kickoff. Like the ball is in the air and you can't even see Army out there.
Going
but
stealth mode on them.
the guys from the Naval Academy, they take the football and they literally run it from the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, to Philadelphia and hand deliver it.
How far is that?
Oh, it ain't as far as I want to run. That's for
500
sure.
miles or so.
500 miles.
Lord,
500
Stephen,
miles.
no.
No. Dear
Stephen,
God.
Shorter than that?
It might not
Yeah.
even be 500 miles from here to Philadelphia.
Oh, I don't know.
Don't take geography lessons.
500 miles.
I can't tell you.
We know you can.
Probably
50 miles?
like 50, 60 miles.
Oh, so they do
It
that
is
in a day.
124.6
124 miles.
I went far off.
It's a little over 2
Yeah,
hours.
okay.
Yeah, but it is.
So they take turns.
Yes.
Do they have like sex? Like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I
does
was
a
about
car
to say.
follow them, or do they just have people waiting?
I mean, I didn't run with them.
Is that the ball that they use?
For a kickoff? Yeah.
Okay.
They don't have anybody following. Just if somebody passes out, there's a ball on the side of the road, and somebody's just like, "Where's he at?"
Hey, we got another Forrest Gump out here.
Crap is
y'all.
William. He should have been here 2 hours ago.
But it is.
That
There's
is
just,
pretty cool, though.
There's so much history around this
Yeah.
game, and just
You know, if Army was really about it,
go one time, Kyle. Go.
Go Navy.
Go
if,
one time.
If Army was really about it, they would run it from their place.
I think they might.
I get
In,
maybe whoever's like the home team.
They're in New York.
They're in New York.
Uh,
West Point, New York.
West Point, thank you.
Dang,
But they're like
he's struggling.
top of New York, ain't it?
I don't know. Well,
I bet you it's 500 miles
No,
No! What?
from West Point to Philadelphia.
Dude, bro, there's no way.
350,
West
No.
Point
350.
1, 2.
All right, while
Has
you're
he
looking
ever
at-
looked at a map?
I don't think so. I don't think he understands how
That's Pittsburgh.
far 500 miles is.
Dear God.
Who you picking?
I'm thinking Army.
It's 143 miles
It's
from
about-
West
it's
Point.
about
Oh,
the
okay,
same.
so they should be doing it too then.
They might change it every year, like maybe who's the home team.
No, what they should do is say, go, and they race.
Well, then Navy's got a 20-mile advantage.
That's not. Is that supposed to be
Sounds
Navy's
like a
fault?
personal problem. Take
That
it-
ain't Navy's fault that
You
they
know-
decided to build it in West Point.
You know who could probably run it faster than all of them?
Who?
Cade.
Oh yeah, for sure. have you
He
seen
can
him
float.
run?
He'll float there. He could just walk across.
I wonder if he
the
can throw a football that far.
Dude, he does have a warm up. He could probably throw it 500 miles. All right, so you got Army.
With your
I'm
perception
going
of
Navy.
500 miles, I agree with you on that.
I'm going Navy.
Yeah,
Army.
Does
Army.
Navy still run the?
Wing team?
Yes,
Yeah.
the triple option.
Army runs.
Well, I
it.
thought that what's his name was no longer the coach.
Who? Ken Niamatololo?
Yeah.
I think they ran it before
Spell
he was
that.
even there.
Niamatololo.
Spell it.
You got me. I can pronounce it, but I don't know how to spell
That's how
No,
you
I
say
can't do it. Before you ask, I can't do it. I thought you were about to say spell DJ's last name.
That's right.
I can't do it.
That's what I said. Spell
Pronounce
That
DJ's
one-
last name.
Uyongalole.
It don't matter. The only name you need to know is Klubnik.
Yeah, Klubnik.
All right, with
they
the
call
C
him-
or a K.
That's what okay.
So
So
Steve,
everybody's taking Navy
These-
except for
Wait, is it?
Ding Dong over there.
these
is.
boys don't realize that a couple years ago we interviewed the starting quarterback for Navy.
On the phone.
Showed it.
Yep. Before
I
the game.
do. I do know.
Was it
I
before the
watched
game or
it.
after the game?
I was one of y'all's 3 viewers.
3.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can
We
pull it
just
back
pulled
up
it
and see
up.
how far you was
Some
off.
numbies.
I was one of y'all's 3 viewers.
All
right.
Your
On the
views
live
are
show.
about as good.
I miss when they would do in Steven's living room at his old house.
We did that
Facebook
once.
They'd be sitting there eating Bojangles while they did.
No, that wasn't us. That wasn't us. All right, let's run through the final rankings here,
They
or
got
at
it
least
right.
the big ones.
Got it right.
Georgia at 1.
They got that
Michigan
right.
2,
They got that right.
TCU 3.
Missed.
Ohio State 4.
Right.
Bama 5.
Missed.
Tennessee 6.
Right.
Tennessee should have been lower.
Clemson.
Wait. I say you want Alabama to be number 3?
Absolutely. That's what they deserve to be.
They don't even deserve
I'm
to be
not
ranked
getting-
number
I'm not-
Tennessee.
I'm not doing it again.
Got him fired up.
Not doing it again. I texted Landry on Sunday. I was like, I can't deal with these people. with
Don't
this
you
argument.
think? Don't you think a good ranking for TCU would be like 22?
Hey, they should have been out.
I'd say 9.
They shouldn't have been in the bowl game.
Y'all were dumb.
But Tennessee and Clemson's got to be.
I don't know what happened to Steven. Not 2 weeks ago, he was on the TCU
And then
bandwagon.
they showed me who they were. They just kept getting right up there, almost losing games, and then just barely squeaking it out. That's not
Against
gonna
bad
last.
football teams.
It's not going to last.
Steven's fandom with other teams and what he thinks.
I was
and
realistic
believes
with TCU.
Changes.
I was realistic with TCU. At the time, TCU looked like a playoff team, but then they started playing teams
Hey,
that
guess
weren't
what?
great.
Guess what? They are a playoff team.
Okay,
For right now.
in the middle of the season,
No, they
Where I
are.
was
Not for
talking
right
about.
now. They still are.
Right, but when the next round of the playoff teams come out, they're not going to be in it.
I mean, they're still a playoff team.
they
Yeah.
did not play very strong at the end of the year. They won the games, but they didn't play to the caliber of. They were barely winning
Do you
games.
want them to win by 60
God
points?
almighty.
And
Yeah.
y'all talking about Alabama?
See, look, he done
You
got you out of
talking
pocket up
about-
here on
you talking about
camera.
Alabama?
Alabama's a joke.
No, it's not. Don't go back on it.
Stop.
Okay, fine. Alabama would beat TCU right now. Hands down, I would say that Alabama would beat TCU right
Well,
now.
good thing we'll never know.
We won't, but
Yes, we'll
I'll
never
say
know.
it.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Steve.
Clemson finished 7th in the rankings, and then South Carolina finishes the season ranked 19th.
Clemson, Tennessee's got to be kicking themselves in the shin over those.
The
losses.
Shane Beamer, who's your daddy bowl.
Here's the thing, all right? If TCU is so good, if Clemson had not lost to South Carolina, would they be where TCU is right now?
No.
Well,
Yes, with the ACC
they were already
championship,
ranked
and
one
one
loss?
loss.
championship,
Yes, they would.
one loss,
Yeah.
Yes, they
ACC
would.
championship.
100% they would
You
be.
would have to worry about
Even
that.
though-
That would be
well,
interesting.
Even
Well,
though
well,
TCU beat more top 25 teams than Clemson
Well, at that
and
point,
didn't win their conference
at that
championship.
point, they were already ranked ahead of them.
If you look at the power
Were they not?
rankings, which
Who?
go off of
Was
Vegas
Clemson,
odds,
before that game, was Clemson ranked ahead of them?
Which game?
Before the South Carolina game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Ask your
Yeah.
They were number
question again,
5.
Sorry.
They were 5 and TCU was what?
6.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Clemson wasn't number 5 when they played.
Clemson
South
was number
Carolina.
8.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, who did they lose to right for us? Why did they get dropped to 8?
TCU's
Oh,
been.
I guess when we
TCU's
lost to Notre
been
Dame.
ranked ahead of Clemson for a couple weeks
Clemson, if Clemson didn't lose to South Carolina,
Yeah.
they would be right where
Yeah.
TCU is right
Yeah.
now.
because they would have the conference championship.
And Alabama
you-
is better
But
than
you
Clemson.
just can't.
Well,
sit
in
there
the
and
power
reward-
rankings, which go off of Vegas odds, TCU's not in the top 4. I know that those don't matter to college football playoffs rankings are what matters, but with the power rankings, TCU's not in the top 4. And that's just strictly what
Oh,
Vegas
well.
odds
You
tell you.
guys are delusional.
Oh, well.
They're going to get throttled by Michigan.
And guess what? If your precious Roll Tide had been there at number 4, they'd get throttled by Alabama or Georgia.
Well, everybody's going to get throttled by Georgia.
God, they'd get smoked by Michigan. God.
Yeah, well, yeah. Georgia and Michigan are going to play each other.
homers.
I'm not an SEC homer.
Tennessee beat
I
all
can-
of them.
I can look
Tennessee
at-
beat all of them.
I can look
We've
at-
already
no,
been over
Tennessee
what
beat all
we've
of
already
them.
been over the playoff that Jordan would have.
This is just too easy.
It'd be Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, and the Gamecocks.
Right.
Yeah.
No, he
And I don't see nothing wrong
That's
with
what
that.
he honestly believes in his head.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Any other year, you can make that argument
Gamecocks
about
over
Alabama.
everybody.
Alabama's not a good team this year.
And guess what you can't do? You can't disrespect the
They're
Gamecocks
not.
this year.
The only reason why
Yeah,
they're
I
at
can.
number 5 with 2 losses
Yeah, I can.
is because they're Alabama.
Okay.
How
So-
can you,
okay.
if you're going
What's
based
that matter
off
to
that,
me?
how
Okay.
is Alabama ranked
Just
ahead of
keeping in
Clemson?
mind.
I didn't play in that game. My
They have
feelings
the
ain't
same
that
result.
much.
Clemson's
We're
got
having our
2
own
losses,
conversation.
and
They
they got
got
ACC
full-on argument
championship.
over there.
Alabama's losses are to Tennessee and LSU, which are
And
ranked
we're
in
George
the
gonna hate
top
this.
four.
Alabama's best win this year.
He doesn't even know what's going
What
on.
was
right now.
Tennessee's?
Because you know why?
Alabama's
And if
best
you're saying
win.
Alabama's no good, they're
I'm not arguing about Tennessee.
okay. So let's say this.
Alabama's best win was
Hold on.
over Ole Miss, and they're not even in the
Hold
top
on.
25.
So let's say Alabama, who plays Kansas State, who is now the Big 12 champion,
Kansas
beat
State's
TCU. Hold
Penn
on.
State's going to beat
Hold
Alabama.
on. Let's just say Alabama beats them by 28. You telling me that Alabama wouldn't beat TCU?
You can't play
He
that.
goes in there and throw.
That
If
matters
Alabama wins
hard.
at noon, they get to go down to wherever TCU is, take their side, and play in that
You
game.
can't play hypotheticals.
Yeah,
We
that,
play hypotheticals
the
all day
fact- the
long.
point of the
that's
matter
bad.
is
That's
that
bad
Alabama-
college football
Alabama
math. That's
did
all
not
that is.
deserve to be in the
Nah.
top
That's just
4
bad
this
college
year.
football math.
Maybe
If
not.
your only excuse is, they would beat them, well, guess what? They didn't earn the right to be in the position to beat.
Maybe Alabama don't deserve to be there. I
And the
just
way
don't
they
think that TCU. Sure, put them in there. They're going to get beat. They'll be just like Cincinnati was last year. And then next year, TCU will come in and they'll win
And it'll be
6 or 7 games.
And it'll be just like the other years when Clemson got smoked by Alabama. They
Yeah.
didn't deserve to make it. The same thing with Notre Dame didn't deserve to make it. Come on, keep going,
Well, either way,
keep going.
TCU's in there. Michigan will mosey on to the national championship, and then they'll get throttled by Georgia. Because anybody that plays Georgia is going to get throttled.
100%.
So it ain't going to matter.
100%.
I'm glad they got in there. Hopefully they get beat so bad that Garrett Riley comes to South Carolina.
He ain't
That's the
coming
only
to
thing
South
I'm hoping for. Keep
He ain't
losing.
coming to South Carolina.
All right. So we're going to get into the Heisman finalists, or we're going to keep arguing?
We're going to run through the bowls.
No, we got to go to the Heisman
Let's do the
finals.
Heisman first and then the bowl.
All right.
He can't read a map and he can't read this paper.
He had this one all out of order.
Yeah, he did.
The
You can't blame me this week. I did the
Stetson
shit
Bennett's
best
going to
I
win the
could.
Heisman.
He's mine.
That's wild.
I
Man,
think it's
man's
a
got 20 touchdowns.
I
He's
think
going to
it's
win the
a shame
Heisman.
Hendon Hooker is not in.
Yeah,
New
that
York,
is
the
that is
finalists.
crap.
I was listening to a podcast where it's just the best players on the best team that always make the podium.
Oh,
And the
Stetson Bennett is a game manager.
He is, and he's
And
good at it.
and he's about to win a Heisman.
I mean,
He's very good at-
Stetson Bennett had a good year this year.
How many games has he lost?
But I saw a crazy
But
stat
that
today.
shouldn't
He
be
threw
a
20
requirement,
touchdowns.
though.
How many games has
I
he
want to know the
lost?
last time a Heisman has been won by a quarterback that only threw 20 touchdowns.
Well, look at it this way.
There wasn't
Lamar Jackson was born in '97,
They're the same age.
and so was Stetson Bennett.
They're the same age. And Lamar won his in 2016.
And Stetson
Yeah.
Bennett's probably going to play next year, too.
That was wild to me.
I mean, he ain't the best Heisman of all time, but he's gonna win it.
Who?
Stetson Bennett.
He ain't the
It's
best
gonna be
player. He
Caleb
ain't the
Williams.
best quarterback in college football.
It should be Max Duggan.
He's not the
because
best
What's the
quarterback.
college
That's
football
the-
award? What's the
Yeah,
college
yeah.
football quarterback award?
The Davy O'Brien.
Yeah, he ain't gonna win that one.
Well, he's gonna win the
It's a
Heisman.
shame Hendon Hooker's not on this list.
The thing
Yeah.
is, the way
They
that
should,
they view
they
it.
should name the Heisman the best player on the best football teams because that's what they go off of.
Well, at least they have a standard.
No,
like
not every
college
year.
football playoff because
Not every year.
Not every year, but basically it's usually who's the best team. Okay, who's the best player on that team? All right, well they win the Heisman.
Hendon Hooker's stats are heads and tails way better than Stetson Bennett's.
I think
But
everybody,
Stetson-
everybody,
but
every
Stetson
quarterback
lost two
on this
games.
list has better stats than
Yeah, but the
Stetson
thing
Bennett.
is, how many games did Stetson Bennett lose?
I mean, but
How many did he lose last year?
my thing is
What's that got to do with
because
him
stats are
being stats?
obviously stats are what gets you
Best
there.
player on the best team.
He's not the best
That's
player
not
on
what
that
the-
team. Brock Bowers is the best player on that team.
Well,
My thing is
he's
like
gonna win it.
We can't even agree on what the definition of the Heisman
my
is.
thing is
There
like
is
what's
no
one game?
Caleb Williams is going to win.
All these what USC's lost what 2, TCU's lost 1, and OSU's lost 1. So one game. There's a game difference between at least 2 other quarterbacks in this list, but their stats aren't even close. But one game means that more in a
Bennett's
team game.
statistically the
That's
worst.
what I don't understand.
Statistically, Bennett's the worst out of those 4.
Ben's got 20 touchdowns. How many
Y'all-
Spencer
you
Rattler
called him
got?
a game
I bet
manager
Spencer
earlier.
Rattler might have better stats than him.
I did.
Y'all two
Spencer
called him a
Rattler
game
had
manager.
almost
He did.
half that many against Tennessee.
Let me see.
Stetson Bennett, if it's a shame if Stetson Bennett wins this Heisman.
Well, it's gonna be a shame. He's gonna win it.
Yep,
gonna be-
he got my Heisman vote. Check.
But really and truly, the best quarterback all year was probably Drake May.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you're absolutely
He
crazy.
had a rough month.
You know who the best
last
quarterback was all
games of
year?
the Kay Cutler.
That's right.
Oh yeah. He should win the Heisman for that. Just the 3.5 quarters that he played, give him the trophy.
Another funny thing is, like 2 years ago, or even sometime this year, preseason, they were
No,
all saying DJ.
Spencer Rattler did not have better stats than Stetson Bennett.
Okay.
Whew.
Who said that?
Stetson
Huh?
Bennett
Who
just
said
didn't
that?
turn the ball over. a
I
lot.
was.
He went out on a limb.
Landry
I went
said
out on a
it.
limb and I was like,
All right.
maybe he did.
I say Stetson Bennett's
Nope.
going to win it. Does he deserve it? Probably not, but I think he's going to win it.
It's gonna be Caleb Williams.
Let's see.
I'm taking Stetson Bennett.
See, least amount of touchdowns.
We just want your pick.
I mean, are we picking who's going to win?
Yeah,
Or
who's
who-
gonna
who
win the
we want-
Heisman?
Or who do we want to win?
Who's
Who's
going
going to
to
win
win?
it?
Who in your mind? Who do you think is gonna win it?
I mean, it's going to be Stetson Bennett. I want C.J. Stroud to win it.
Stetson Bennett. Oh my God.
Kyle, you asked us who do we think's going
Y'all
to win,
remember-
not who do we think should win.
Y'all
it.
remember when they said at the beginning of the year, what's his face might win the Heisman with the Alabama?
Bryce Young.
Bryce
No,
Young-
the Alabama defensive
Will
lineman.
Anderson?
Will Anderson.
Well, last year the way they put he should have been on the podium last year because I mean they put Aiden Hutchinson as a finalist and his stats were way better than Aiden Hutchinson.
All right, we're getting off the rails. Let's get ready to go to the bowl.
Bowls. All right, we're going to run through them. Most of these, we're just going to make a pick and move on.
Tell
Okay.
them about the pick 'em.
Yes, so for these bowl games, we have a link that Zed's going to put into the bio. Click on that link. You pick all of these games just like we're going to. Whoever has the most correct picks at the end of the bowl season, we're going to come up with some prize. They may be able to come on as a guest
We're going to do just
or a show.
just one person.
One winner. So whoever has the most, if there's a tie, then we'll figure it out from there. If there's 2 or 3, then we may have them all come on at one time.
Because I think there has to be like a tiebreaker for the national
Yeah.
championship game. Whoever gets the most teams right in the
Right.
playoff or the college football.
They'll probably
I
let
think
you
it's
pick the
who it-
score.
Yeah, you pick who you think is going to be there, and then if that's a tie, then it's the score. So it'll all be detailed on there. All right, let's run through them. Is this hometown Lenders
We'll do
Bahama
it.
Bowl?
I think so.
Okay. Miami, Ohio versus UAB. Friday, December 16th. I'm going UAB.
I'm going Miami, Ohio because Big Ben.
Miami of Ohio as well. I think they're part of the map too. I like maps.
We trying to run through these fast. You slowing down?
Dragons, UAB.
Okay. Duluth Trading Cure Bowl, Friday, December 16th. UTSA versus Troy.
Troy.
Two top 25 teams.
Troy.
Taking UTSA. We ain't picking Troy the way they just did Coastal.
Troy.
Get out of here.
Troy.
Y'all wrong on that
The
one.
Wasabi Fenway Bowl. This is probably
This is going to be
Fenway Park.
interesting.
This is Saturday, December 17th. Cincinnati versus Louisville.
What's funny is the Louisville
Louisville
old
doesn't
head
have a
coach
coach
is
anymore.
coming. Louisville's old head coach is now Cincinnati's head coach.
Oh, wow.
And they're sharing a sideline on there's one sideline.
Because it's at Fenway.
Oh my!
they're
What?
sharing a sideline.
That's terrible, logistically.
Give me Louisville for that.
I
Sure
don't get the fascination with having bowl games in baseball fields.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm picking Cincinnati.
Bear-
Louisville's
Bearcats.
gonna come in.
Louisville, hometown boy from there.
Yeah.
Bearcats.
We'll try and have him on after they beat Cincinnati.
That's right.
Cricket Celebration Bowl, December 17th. Jackson State, who no longer has a head football coach,
And their
versus
best players.
North Carolina Central. Yeah, he took him with him, and he's bringing Louis.
NC Central.
Taking Central.
Yeah, I'm going to take Central as well.
If the players didn't transfer or that are going with Dion to Colorado,
Oh,
I
yeah,
probably
that'd
would
make
pick
a big
Jackson.
difference.
Yeah, North
Yeah.
Carolina Central.
Yeah. SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. That is a mouthful. December 17th. The Florida Gators versus Oregon State. How is that? You got a number 14 team playing in the first week of bowl games.
Because that's
Give me
how-
Oregon State.
Oregon State.
And
Oregon
Florida
State,
just lost their
Beavers.
quarterback.
Give me the Gators.
That's shocking.
They don't even have their starting
I
quarterback.
don't care. Give me the Gators. You ever been to Oregon?
No.
Have you?
No, that's why I ain't picking them.
Good logic there. The Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl. Washington State versus Fresno State.
I have no clue.
Washington State.
I'm gonna take Fresno.
Fresno State.
Washington.
Kyle, you took Washington State on this paper.
Washington State.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The Lending Tree Bowl, December 17th, is Rice versus Southern Miss.
Rice. Who
Southern
I take
Miss.
on that one?
Southern Miss, they got
Nobody.
Good.
You just decided not to pick this one.
Yeah, Southern Miss, they got a lot of money from Brett Favre, so I'm taking Southern
Southern
Miss.
Miss.
Did that go
Southern
to the
Miss.
football program? I thought it
No,
was.
it was
like
built of volleyball.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Still, they
Is that after he was
I think they
embezzling?
they gave the money back.
That was after he was embezzling with the what
Yeah.
kind of money?
Yeah.
That's what that
Social
was
Security.
for.
Yeah.
No, the PPP money.
Is that what he was doing?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was
It was
Social Security.
state, it was state funds.
Yeah, it was
He
Social
did something with
Security.
PPP money too.
Man, can't be trusted.
Who did you pick?
Oh, Southern Miss.
Okay. New Mexico Bowl, SMU versus BYU.
SMU.
I'm taking the Mormons.
Taking SMU.
Yep, Fighting Mormons. BYU.
Frisco Bowl, December 17th, North Texas versus Boise State.
North Texas.
Give me the boys in blue.
Boise State.
Boise State.
Boise State. Broncos.
Oh, little
Statue of Liberty.
little hometown bowl here. Myrtle Beach Bowl in Conway. Monday, December 19th at 2:30.
On a
So tune
Monday.
in Monday at 2:30.
You can get tickets cheap too.
Jordan definitely can't do that. I mean, this man works like no other. He definitely ain't making no Monday
He can make
2:30
his
bowl.
work calls in the stands.
You know what? He probably will make a trip down to the beach, go
You know
to
what
the
I
bowl,
said-
He's got a
and
service.
say that he's working.
You know what we need to do?
Anywhere near Coastal.
We need we need to see if we can get permission. Set up our own little booth and do our own play-by-play analysis. See if we can get permission. Think we can swing that?
Zeb's gonna swing that, so catch that.
Are y'all sure that the people from Myrtle Beach want this many out-of-towners coming down there? They about full.
I don't know. Marshall taking on Yukon.
Marshall. We are.
We know who you picking.
Thunder and her, baby.
Yeah, Marshall.
Wear your tie.
Make sure you wear that hat on that Monday.
I'll take Marshall.
All right, the
you got?
famous Marshall, famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
From Earn, Michigan. Jose State.
Eastern Michigan.
Earn, Michigan.
Eastern
Y'all are
Michigan.
more than welcome to print stuff out if you want to.
Eastern Michigan, San Jose State.
Ungrateful. Y'all complain about something.
I'm taking Earn,
every
Michigan.
week.
Earn, Michigan.
Every week.
And this is on a Tuesday, December 20th at 3:30.
Earn, Michigan.
Who
Tuesday.
you got, Kyle?
Earn, Michigan.
Okay.
San Jose State.
Roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl.
Toledo.
We
Liberty
got.
ain't got no
Yeah,
votes.
they ain't got no. Yeah, they do.
Well, they
but
got
you
one,
can't
but-
function.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Toledo.
I'm taking Liberty.
This is on Tuesday, December
Toledo.
20th. R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl, Wednesday. December 21st at 9 p.m. We got
Hilltoppers.
Western Kentucky versus South Alabama.
Hilltoppers.
Give me the
WKU.
Jags. Give me the Jags.
Yeah, sure. Give me the second one, South Alabama.
Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl Thursday, December 22nd. Baylor versus Air Force.
Baylor.
Yeah, Baylor.
Baylor.
Air Force.
The Bears.
Radiance
Bears.
Tech Independence Bowl, Louisiana versus Houston.
Houston.
Friday, December.
Is Dana Holgorsen still
Third.
coach?
And I'm going to take Houston.
I'm taking Louisiana.
I think
I feel like he is, but
maybe
I
it's not. I don't know.
Something Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. Wake Forest versus Missouri. This is Friday, December 23rd. I'm taking Missouri.
Missouri.
Wait. Y'all dumb. That's a dumb pick.
Easy Post Hawaii Bowl. Middle Tennessee versus San Diego State.
Easily the best bowl you could get without being in a major bowl.
Yeah, get to travel down to Hawaii for a week. Saturday, December 20th. That is the worst part, though. It's on Christmas Eve.
They
You're in
games
Hawaii.
after Christmas.
Yeah, there you go. I'm going to take Middle Tennessee. They got to travel the farthest.
I
they're
don't
gonna be
know
ready to
enough.
go.
I'm gonna
Yep,
go San
Middle
Diego
Tennessee.
State.
Middle Tennessee.
Quick Lane Bowl, New Mexico State versus Bowling Green. This is on Monday, December 26th, 2:30.
God bless you.
Just can't.
Give me New Mexico State.
Bowling Green.
New Mexico State.
Bowling Green.
The Camilla Bowl, Tuesday, December 27th.
Camellia Bowl.
Camellia Bowl. Georgia Southern versus Buffalo.
Give me Buffalo.
I'm going to go Buffalo.
I think some of Cassie's family might have went to Georgia Southern, so since I don't ever go with
Get
Ainer,
some
I'm gonna
points.
go with Georgia
Get some
Southern.
points. There you go.
Buffalo.
The Serve Pro First Responder Bowl, Memphis versus Utah State. Give me Memphis.
I have wrote off the entire state of Utah because they allowed Jake Bentley there. Okay, taking
I'm
Memphis.
going to blame a whole other university.
Memphis.
Ticket Smarter Birmingham Bowl. We got Coastal Carolina, December 27th, taking on East Carolina. That time threw me off. It's either going to be at 3:15 or 6:45. They don't know yet.
Flip a coin.
I'm going.
Give me East Carolina.
Coach don't have a coach.
I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm taking
Did
the
Grayson
shots.
McCall transfer?
Pirates, baby. Pirates.
You told us he did.
No, I did not.
Okay, I'm taking
You're
the
the one
shots.
who
Y'all
said
have
he
argued
traded
enough
for
tonight. Keep
I didn't
going.
say it. Guaranteed Rate Bowl, Wisconsin versus Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Badgers.
Oklahoma State. Military Bowl, UCF versus Duke.
UCF.
UCF.
Duke.
Duke.
AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Kansas versus Arkansas.
Kansas.
Arkansas.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Kansas versus Arkansas. I'm going to take Arkansas.
I feel like they
I'm
need
gonna
to
take
start-
Kansas.
They need to start doing some bowls like the lower tier ones, like they do minor league baseball. Do the stuff that can like get you some good marketing. Like I don't know, like Duke's Mayo Bowl. That's like good marketing. Something to watch.
If you get a 3 and out, you got all the offense has to come to the sideline and drink mayonnaise.
Stop.
Wow.
Stop.
Ooh.
Andrew would love that.
No, Jordan, you would love that. You want mayonnaise. Y'all
You
just
put
man
mayonnaise on your fish sticks.
on his corn dogs, y'all. On his corn dogs.
Why do you say grown? Kyle, do you like fish sticks?
I'm not getting into that joke.
No.
I watched enough Southpaw.
No, this guy likes
No.
fish sticks.
I like fish
Straight
sticks.
up, he eats fish sticks.
There's something wrong with fish sticks.
Yeah.
Right, come on.
If you're
SD
6,
Zan, do you like fish sticks?
No,
No.
because he's a grown man.
yeah.
Hey,
Steven, you don't even eat vegetables.
I do. SDCCU
that's what
Holiday
your
Bowl.
the green supplements.
Number
are for.
15, Oregon, taking on North Carolina.
Oregon.
Yeah, Oregon.
Ducks. Ducks. This will be the most visually
Wow.
pleasing football game to watch.
Oregon's gonna smoke them too.
Texas Bowl, Texas Tech versus Ole Miss.
Oh,
Give me Ole
miss.
Miss.
Rebels.
Tech.
Oh,
Rebels.
miss.
Bad Boys Mowers Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium. Syracuse versus Minnesota. Give me
Syracuse.
Minnesota.
I ain't taking Minnesota.
The Cheez It Bowl, Oklahoma
Wait, what?
versus Florida
You got
State.
something against state of Minnesota?
They just don't roll off the tongue very well.
Minnesota?
Minnesota.
From Minnesota.
Cheez It Bowl, Oklahoma, Florida State.
Florida State.
Florida State.
Boomer Sooner.
Valero Alamo Bowl, Texas versus Washington.
Washington.
Hook 'em horns.
Yeah, give me Texas.
Texas.
The Duke's Mayo Bowl. If they can get a 3 and out, they have to drink mayonnaise on the sideline. And if they don't score a touchdown, they have to eat fish sticks. Maryland is taking on NC State. I know for a fact right now, mark it down. He will not pick NC State to win this game.
I got NC State.
He picked them to win.
I picked NC State.
I'm taking Maryland.
I'm taking the Wolfpack.
I'm taking State.
Not the Tony the Tiger
Tony
son,
the
bro.
Tiger. Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
I think they
Pitt
get. I think
versus
the
UCLA.
Gatorade bath is in Frosty Flakes.
That's nice. I'm gonna take UCLA.
UCLA over Pitt.
All right, we're gonna.
I'm
skip
taking
this
Pitt.
We're gonna skip this one for a second.
Okay,
Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl, Ohio versus Wyoming.
Ohio.
This is strictly on Barstool's website. So
No,
tune
it's
in.
on Barstool.tv, I believe.
Okay.
It's the website.
I'm taking Ohio.
No, boy, don't you see that cowboy on that helmet right there for Wyoming? I'm taking Wyoming.
All right.
Bill Ray says that is not a state. Wyoming.
Yeah. Billy Rat, he said that's not a state.
Why?
He
He
just,
just don't believe in it. He said he never
So
met
after
somebody
what
from
you-
Wyoming.
he said, this is it.
He's never personally met somebody from Wyoming.
Yeah, so he doesn't.
He said it doesn't
exist.
exist.
All right, we're gonna skip this one too. All right, All-State Sugar Bowl, Alabama taking on Kansas State. The winner replaces TCU in the
Playoffs.
I'm not doing this with y'all. Kansas State's gonna win.
Alabama, and
Bama.
give me Bama by 28.
Bama big.
Roll Tide.
Watch, y'all.
Roll Tide.
Because you know
Picking
that they're a
Kansas
better
State.
football
State.
team.
I ain't saying that.
The Trans Perfect Music City Bowl, Iowa versus Kentucky.
Iowa. Kentucky's quarterback, even though he's not worth a hoot, opted out today and is declaring for the draft.
All right, give me Iowa.
Man puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
All right,
I'm taking Kentucky.
That right there should make you go undrafted.
Yeah.
Same
I'm going
these
Kentucky
two.
as well.
we're skipping the next two. ReliaQuest Bowl. It is Mississippi State versus Illinois.
And go.
Where are we at?
We're skipping.
We're
We're
skipping.
skipping
We're
the
right here,
playoffs.
right here.
We're
No,
gonna
we're
cover this last.
ReliaQuest.
Yep. Mississippi State.
Give me State.
The Bulldogs.
Mississippi
That's
State.
Landry's third favorite team.
The
Is
Fighting
that
Mike
rank?
Leaches.
Is that your ranking? Clemson,
Fi-
UCLA, Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Fighting Mike
Who
Leaches.
you got?
Mississippi State.
Okay. Goodyear Cotton Bowl. We got Tulane versus USC.
Tulane.
Did somebody opt out?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
USC.
USC.
I'm taking USC.
Tulane.
They're supposed to have the Heisman Trophy winner.
Dang,
at
oh,
USC.
Jesus got 2 bowls?
I feel like we're missing a bowl.
Sure do. We're coming back to some.
No, I still feel like we're missing
No,
one.
you're good. You're good.
We're coming back to
No,
some.
there it is. Never mind. I see it.
We're coming back.
I see it.
Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. LSU taking on Purdue.
LSU. Purdue lost their head
Tigers.
coach today.
Go Tigers.
Yeah. Brian
LSU.
Kelly's going to get the win here. And then we got the Rose Bowl. We got Penn State versus Utah.
Utah.
Utah, baby.
You know where I'm picking.
You-
Give me
Utah.
Penn State.
Dude, why do you?
All right, now
Y'all,
let's
y'all
bounce back.
complicit.
Mm-mm.
We're going to bounce
I don't
back.
like that whole state.
Y'all
Right.
complicit. You brought me Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State.
Joe Pa knew.
Complicit.
Joe Pa knew.
Whatever, dog. Don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Tax Layer Gator Bowl. We got Notre Dame taking on South Carolina Friday, December 30th at 3:30. I guess the key for the Gamecocks is Jaheim Bell entering the portal.
Yep.
Ain't no key. Gamecocks.
Yep. Talking about this pre-show, not Stogner, excuse me. Notre Dame's tight end opted out and declared for the draft today.
So both key tight ends opted out. I'm taking the Gamecocks.
The
Gamecocks.
key is can South Carolina stop the run on defense? Because
I
that's,
hope
that's
they
what
don't.
Clemson failed to do against Notre Dame, and they got some hog maulers on that offensive line. with
Always
Notre
do.
Dame.
Mhm.
So,
Who you got? South Carolina. Who you got? This is the Dabo.
He's got no.
Daddy
Do y'all really want me to?
No, this isn't it. This
do
is,
y'all
this
really?
is-
Do y'all
This
really
is the
want me?
Dabo Daddy Bowl.
Do y'all really want me to pick the Gamecocks?
You pick who you
Because
want.
remember what
to.
happened the last time I picked?
I don't care
The
who you
last
pick.
time you picked them, we won.
Just
No.
keep
You
it
picked them
going.
against me, and then we won.
No, but he picked them. He picked Clemson against them, and the Gamecocks won.
Well, you know what?
Pick who you want to pick.
Go Irish. Notre Dame.
Okay, there you go. I mean, you redheaded. You should be. I mean, you Irish.
That
Come on.
that's for custody of Clemson.
Okay.
Capital One Orange
Okay.
Bowl. This is the Beamer We Beat You Bowl.
No, this is
Tennessee taking on Clemson.
Tennessee.
Rocky Top. Kyle, the way you've talked about Tennessee this year, you should be allowed to pick them.
I'm taking Clemson.
It's Clemson.
I'm taking Clemson. Obviously.
Clemson has got the next. I mean, name
Stop.
them: Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning. Mix them
Joe
up.
Montana,
Trevor Lawrence.
Roger
I hope that he
Staubach.
doesn't have a background, into doing what Deshaun Watson wants to do. But if he plays like him on the field, cool. By the time they get to that bowl game, do you know how
Hey,
long
as-
his hair is going to be?
As long as you can play quarterback good, they'll overlook anything. in
That's
the
true.
portal, so it don't matter.
How long will his hair be? come
That camera is telling me that y'all have talked entirely too long.
game? He is blinking. I'm taking Clemson.
Yeah.
All right. You're obviously taking Clemson. You took Rocky Top. All right. So let's get into the playoffs. It is.
I don't like how they put I feel like they should have put the playoff games at the bottom.
Well, it's going by date.
I know what it is.
The VRBO, Verbo, as their commercial says, Fiesta Bowl. This is TCU, who shouldn't be there, versus Michigan. This is easy. Michigan.
Michigan by a bunch.
Yep.
Michigan by 35?
Go Big Blue.
At least 4 touchdowns.
At the half.
Yeah.
Michigan.
Now, let me ask y'all this: Did y'all want it to be a rematch between Michigan and Ohio State?
I don't care.
Yes, because I
don't
wanted to
care.
see TCU play Georgia. Honestly, and
Yeah.
yes, honestly, I wanted to see TCU play
They're
Georgia.
intriguing matchups because it's two different styles of both teams. Where it's like Georgia and Michigan are like ground and pound, wear you down, and TCU, Ohio State are just air raid. They throw the ball. So it's like two different types of teams. It'd been cool to see.
Yeah, I felt like I would like to see Georgia TCU because then Georgia would only have to play to win a national championship on 6 quarters of football.
Yeah.
They would have to do that against Alabama. And Tennessee.
The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Ohio State versus Georgia.
Georgia.
Dogs.
Dogs.
I don't think
Georgia.
it matters who plays Georgia or Michigan. How they sit, flip flop these things. It was still going to be Georgia, Michigan at the end of the day.
And who you got winning it all?
Georgia.
And I got Georgia winning it all. I got Georgia winning 42-27.
I'm going to take Michigan winning 31-28.
I'm taking
Michigan?
Yep.
I'm taking Michigan too, 34-28.
We all just sat here 30 minutes ago and just claimed Georgia as the best team in the nation.
Georgia 35.
Guess what? The number 1
21.
team in the nation can lose.
That's true.
It's happened before. Yeah.
Exactly, dude. They
They have
high.
lost their mind.
I hate Georgia.
Listen, if y'all want to start your SEC, y'all listen. Y'all
Well,
can
we're
be
gonna
the
take 'em
SEC
all.
homers.
Put these boys with you.
The SEC bias, man,
It ain't got nothing to do with
It's
SEC.
bad. They probably
Georgia can play
honestly, they probably think Alabama would beat Georgia.
No.
No,
Georgia
but
is the best team. It don't matter what conference they play in. They could have played in the Sun Belt Conference all year. They're the best team in the nation.
Mhm.
Hands down. They have the best defense.
Georgia
the best offense.
35-21.
Andrew, you tired, buddy?
A little
Did you
bit.
work hard today?
So just to recap, we made all of our picks. Make sure that you click the link, get in there, and because Friday,
Just have
December
it in by
16th.
next Friday.
Yeah, it needs to be in by next Friday. We'll come up with a good price. Probably if it's one person, we'll have them on as a guest. If it's multiple, we'll have to figure something else out. That's gonna be tough to do. But thanks for sticking with us all year. We will be back in January after the first round of playoffs to kind of recap the big bowl games.
Championship game's on the 9th, so probably do it like the week before.
Yeah. So we'll recap some of the big games and then talk about the college football national championship and talk about again why Georgia's going to win and
God,
why TCU's not there.
Honestly, I
Right.
hope that TCU does lose. It's just not my lot because I don't think I can tolerate it.
What you
We
better
might
hope
legit-
what
we
you
might
better
need to
hope
bring boxing
is that
gloves.
TCU makes it close. They won't. And that Alabama loses to Kansas State. They won't.
No.
Well, Alabama's losing to Kansas State.
That's not happening.
No.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We will be back, let's say, first week of January.
Something
Have
like
a
that.
Merry Christmas
Merry Christmas.
and a Happy New Year.